loves! Thank you for tuning into my channel. I know it's been a little while. So I have partnered with Progressive Insurance and they have sponsored this video. And I'm coming today to talk to you about the lessons that I've learned from buying my home. I've been a homeowner for about a little over 4 years. My husband and I purchased the home that we're in. We decided that it was time to buy a home when we were on our second child, and living in Brooklyn, New York City just wasn't the type of environment that we really wanted for raising a family and just, you know, everyday living. Like, we needed a yard, we needed grass. Those were things that were hard to come around in New York City. So we decided to move on out to Long Island, still not being too far from New York, but being able to get the environment that we really wanted to have. Now, looking back, you know, hindsight is 2020. There are lots of things that I would do differently if I could. And I want to share those things with you today because I would love to be able to help you be better prepared for when you are going to buy your home. So the first lesson that I learned after going through the home buyers process is to have a lot more money than you think you need. When we were going through the process, a lot of the support we got was from our real estate agent, whom was really close to my husband's family, and my husband, they grew up together. So she was able to really do a lot of hand holding. So obviously, you know, you're gonna need to put money down for your down payment. However, there are other little costs along the way that you really might not be thinking about. One of the costs that come to mind right away was having our home inspected and appraised. That was a really important piece of putting down our offer and buying our home. We got our keys to our new home. We then realized that there were maintenance things that we wanted to do to the home and kind of needed to do before we moved into our home. So one of the things that we needed to do was take care of our wood floors. We have wood flooring throughout the entire house, minus the kitchen and the bathrooms where there's tile. The wood was kind of rough, to be completely honest. We didn't necessarily plan for that. So if you're going to buy a home and you immediately realize once you've walked in that there's wood floors everywhere and that's a piece that you really want to keep, check out the quality of the wood and think about whether or not it needs to be, sanded, buffed, and, polished. Now, if you're moving into a home that has carpet, likewise, you want to make sure, I would recommend doing all this before you move in, because could you imagine how difficult it would be to polish wood floors after we've moved everything in? And we were on a time crunch because we had to get out of our apartment and into the home before we had to pay rent again. Also, we wanted to get some of our walls painted. Initially, it really wasn't something that we thought about, but upon coming in the house again, there were some ideas that I had around like what my children's room would be looking like, what my office space would be looking like, what colors that I want on my living room walls, my kitchen. All of those things were not priority at the time when we were saving up, and there's not that much time to really save up a lot more money. So you gotta be prepared. Have more money than you think you need to take care of all the things you probably didn't even think about needing to have to take care of. So the second lesson that I learned, have your homeowner's insurance company ready. This is crazy because it wasn't until we were at the signing table that we realized, one, we needed homeowners insurance, and two, we didn't even think about it. Literally, we were closing, signing the dotted line, and they were like, who's your homeowner's insurance through? We were like dumbfounded, like, huh? Listen, when you're going through this process, there's so much going on, and something like homeowners insurance is easy to slip through the cracks. Honestly, it's not a priority. It's not something necessary to get through your process, so it's easy to just overlook it completely. Now, if you're looking for homeowners insurance, you can obviously go to Progressive Insurance and check out all of the different products they have. They have tools online to help you figure out what type of insurance best fits your situation and your needs. For us, at the moment, sitting at that table, we were dumbfounded. We had no idea. So they basically kind of left it blank. And then we had 2 weeks to figure it out. Our mortgage company said, we're giving you 2 weeks. You have to get insurance ASAP or you are gonna lose your loan, which meant we were gonna lose our home. Yo, you don't want that kind of pressure. So please think about your homeowner's insurance before you get to the closing table. The third lesson that I learned was taking care of things that could have been taken care of before we moved into the home. So we knew what our closing date was. This was the day that we were gonna sign the papers. Everyone was supposed to be there, the lawyers, you know, and whatnot. Of course, we were so excited about this day coming. We didn't necessarily plan for some of the things that could have been taken care of before we moved into the house, which was like cable. If you're like me, you're an entrepreneur, or if you just live in this digital age where being on your computer and watching television is a part of your everyday life, it's best to take care of that before you move in, because you always need about, 2 weeks before they can come out, you know? And that's 2 weeks in your new home without like any real entertainment, and depending on if you have furniture or not, you kind of need something to distract you because it's just so quiet. If I could go back, I would definitely had considered, hey, this is our closing date. For us, it was like April 17th, and we knew this was the date. I could have easily have called the local cable providers and have them come out and take care of us maybe the day or the day after, or a couple days after, versus waiting until we got there and then trying to figure it all out. You can also take care of things like utilities. You know you're gonna be living in this home, so you need to start transferring things. Is the energy company the same or different? Is the gas company the same or different? We didn't have to pay for water where we lived in an apartment, but now like water is a thing, so we have to make sure we get enrolled in that. Transferring mail. Make sure you transfer your mail as soon as possible because your mail is gonna keep going to your old home. So you wanna go on to the USPS website. Make sure you set the date for them to stop delivering mail to your home where you're currently residing, and make sure they start sending it to your new home. And you can pick the date that you want it to stop and when you want it to start. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they keep your mail for you, knowing that you want to start it going here on a date, then they pretty much send it there. I believe that's how it works, but just make sure you do it before, because if you're living relatively far, like in a new state, it is very difficult to figure out what mail went where. I would also say put on a forwarding service and keep it on for a while, because you never know who's not going to have your address and continue sending you things to where you lived before. Those are 3 important lessons that honestly, if I could go back and really rethink things, I would have definitely done them differently. It would have just made for a smoother transition into our home. You know, if we had had more money saved, it wouldn't have been so hard on our budget to take care of things like flooring and painting, things that we just didn't even think were gonna be an issue and didn't even realize that it was gonna cost so much. And homeowners insurance, like who wants to be at the closing table stressed out about what are we gonna do? You know, and of course, lastly, no one wants to move into their home realizing that they could have like applied for cable and internet and got all these things connected weeks ago, but just kind of like didn't think about it. If you are a homeowner, please share with me, share with us, what are some of the lessons that you learned that if you could go back and do it all over again, you would absolutely have made sure that this is exactly what you did to prevent whatever the, you know, effect was, the aftermath, the consequence. Share with us below, because I'm sure those of you who are reading it can really, really benefit from the things that you have to say. Now, if you're interested in more home ownership, home buying type of videos, please do leave your request in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you with those videos very soon. Thank you so much to Progressive for partnering with me. I'm loving this partnership. I'm really, really appreciative for this opportunity to even bring this kind of content to you in a way that makes me so happy. Video. Please, please, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you have not already, subscribe to my channel and turn on those notifications, please. And as always, I love you for watching. Bye.